Hi, Gemini. It's nice to be back. The holidays were fabulous, but it's good to get back on track. While I'm shuffling the cards, I just want to tell you, set a reminder for yourself on Tuesday nights. At 6 o'clock, we'll be doing live interviews. Last night, if you missed it, go check it out. We did a live interview with Miss Maxine Taylor. She is an astrologer of 50 years. She talked about the eclipses and how they affect the last one that happened on Christmas Day and the one that's coming up Friday, and how they're affecting each sun sign. And she talked about the Saturn return and how we can navigate those energies. In the weeks coming up, next week, if you're interested in religion versus spirituality or religion and spirituality, I'll be interviewing former pastor Kyle Butler, who was a former apostolic pastor. And the week after that, I'll be interviewing a guy with a YouTube channel called Good News, and he will be talking about his spiritual journey and how he has started digging deep in the Bible and understanding by looking up words and what they actually mean. His understanding of how it's not at all what he was taught it was. Very interesting things. For me, I like that kind of stuff, and I know a lot of you do too. Anyway, let's dig into your message and find out, what does Spirit want you to know? God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you for my Gemini friends. Oh, thank you for tarot as a tool. We also thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us, through the Celtic cross, what is it that you have to say to Gemini? What is your message for them? Guys, thank y'all for all the likes, the shares, the comments, I forgot to say that to Aquarius. Y'all rock. That's all I can say. Y'all rock. Ringing the bell, comments, shares, all of that stuff. The personal reading requests, absolutely awesome. And the donations too. You guys rock. Y'all humble me. So your current energy, patience. What's crossing you? 8 of Earth. Wow, Gemini, this is beautiful. Your underlying energy, Queen of Fire. Recent past, Page of Fire. Crowning energy is 7 of Air. Where they're bringing you to, 9 of Water. Near future. Your energy or your attitude toward all this, Queen of Water. Gemini. Outside influence, the Moon. Hopes and fears, the Sun. An outcome, the Emperor. Okay, so you air signs, all of us air signs, I'm an air sign too. These are some major things going on right now, it looks like, in our energy centers, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, so this is a pivotal time for you. There's some major things going on, shifts taking place. You're starting out with patience. So patience is the same as the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is about transmutation, about transmuting energies. It's about our angels or our archangels, whoever it is that we work with. It's like they're going back and forth from there to here, constantly getting us the things that we need, and we're patiently allowing them to minister to us, our minds, our bodies, our soul, our spirit, to grow us into whatever it is that we're growing ourselves into, right? And it is going to be something different. This is the card 14. The 1 is about creation. The 4 is about firm foundations. It's like they're creating something really firm and solid in your life in cooperation with you. It's not something that they do without your permission or without your cooperation. So that's why this card's showing up as patience, is that you're patiently allowing Spirit to minister to you and to grow you into whatever this is that you are working on within yourself, or a project or a book or whatever it is that you're doing. your crossing card, and a crossing card can always be either a push forward or a push backwards, right? It's the Eight of Earth. This is gorgeous because I cannot look at this card possibly and say that it's holding you up unless you're not doing this work. And I say this work meaning that the Eight of Earth is the same as the Eight of Pentacles. It's about paying attention to details. It's about being aware of things. It's about kind of studying things and grasping them. It's like a forever student. Even when you become a teacher, you're still so humbled that you're a student. Because you learn from the students that you teach, and this is like, you do this because you understand that with every new thing that you learn, with every new thing that you master, so to speak, you become more and more able to live in the music of your own playing, that you play your own music, you strum your own tune, and whenever you do that, of course, you're walking in absolute harmony with yourself. So this, I feel like, is a push forward if that's the energy you've been in while this change is taking place with you. If you've been resisting it, then this is what's holding you back, is that you're not allowing yourself to be a student, or you're not allowing yourself to be aware and to pay attention to the details. The person that this reading is for, that who they are speaking to, is walking this journey right now, which is why these energies are showing up. So if you've been resisting this journey, pay attention, because if you do this kind of work where you allow yourself to be the student, you don't have to be the one who knows it all. You can be patient and allow Spirit to do their thing for you. Then you can walk this journey too, because this is beautiful. Your underlying energy, your root energy, is the Queen of Fire, okay? The Queen of Fire is the same as the Queen of Wands. She's very passionate. It's like whatever has happened in the recent past, and we're going to get there, because for me, this card is always a result of the recent past. So whatever has happened in the recent past has put a burning passion in your heart, and you're allowing it to sit in your heart while this other work is going on with you, and it's like ruminating in your heart. It's being stirred up. It's starting to light up ideas for you, right? It's inspiring you. It's inspiring your mind, not just your heart, because the light from your heart is like flowing upward. It's because you had some kind of epiphany, right? A spiritual epiphany is what it feels like. And you realize that all the color in the world's not black and white. There's lots of color out there. And something happened that inspired you, and inspired you to believe that you don't have to walk in the confines of society. You don't have to walk in the way that everybody expects you to, that the world's much bigger than anybody ever thought it was, and that there's more opportunities out there than anybody ever allowed themselves or you to believe, right? So Gemini, this is about you opening yourself up, and there's something in the recent past that took place that started that for you, and that's why it's like this burning desire to be something different or do something different is living inside of you right now. But you're being very patient, and you're allowing yourself to cooperate with the universe as they transmute some other energies within you. One of the things that they're working on is taking your thoughts captive. Guess what? You're an air sign, so big surprise, right? That you would get caught up in your head. So they're working with you right now. This is the Seven of Swords, which in the traditional tarot, the Seven of Swords is about, like, some look at it as deceit, taking off with things that don't belong to you, thievery or whatever. Sometimes it's about taking the things that work for you and leaving the rest behind. Depends on where it lays out. But in this deck, in this depiction, this is the Good Tarot, by the way, if anybody wants to know, by Colette Baron Reed. She has made peace with all of everybody else's truth, right? All those other people who have been telling her how to live her life and all that other stuff. It seems to be a theme right now. It just seems to be what's going on with everything. It's like we're all waking up to this place where we get to be who we are. We're taking our power back. And I feel like that's what's going on right here. That's your crowning energy. So I feel like part of this transmutation is a little bit of that, where they're helping you to learn how to delete thoughts from your mind, how to evict those thoughts that don't serve you from your mind, and to make peace with the fact that you don't have to adopt the thoughts of other people. That's not a requirement of being a human being, that you adopt somebody else's thoughts or somebody else's truth as your own, because you are your own spiritual being having a human experience, right? So that is your crowning energy. Where are they bringing you to is the Nine of Water. Now, this is the same as the Nine of Cups in the traditional tarot, which is wish fulfillment, right? But this is, to me, this card is so much more than that, because it's not just wish fulfillment as in, it's very emotional, I guess is what I'm wanting to say, because she's submerged in water. So this is a very emotional journey for her. She's really feeling the feels of who she is. This is where they're bringing you to. This is the near future. Some of you may already be experiencing that. But she's truly understanding her value. Look at the treasure chest with all the jewels leaking out of it, right? She understands that this is her world, that she's valuable, that she's so valuable, that she's worthy of anything that she chooses in her life. This is where they're bringing you to. This is the wish fulfillment, like it's the wish fulfillment from within. It's the part of you that gets fulfilled and like I can't explain what I'm seeing. A while ago I saw like the lottery, but now it's I guess it's similar. It's kind of like somebody, it's like you walk into a grocery store and you're the 1 millionth shopper, and it's like, oh, this celebration takes off. That's what you're feeling, or that's what they're bringing you to feel like inside, where truly you have everything within you, that life feels like that all the time, that every morning when you wake up you feel like, wow, new adventure. It's deeply emotional for you. Your attitude toward it all is the Queen of Water. Now normally this card would be very a really great card to have, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But in this position, and for whatever reason, that the very first thing they showed me was the expression on her face. And I've always seen it as peace, right? But whenever I was picking it up just a while ago, it was almost like forced peace is what I'm hearing. Forced peace. Like you're going to close your eyes to anything that does not make you happy, because you know that peace is important for you. So you're going to ignore those things that don't make you happy. You're gonna find peace in your mind. You're creating that peace for yourself versus allowing the peace to be embodied by you. Very, I think, very typical kind of challenge for an air sign is that, because we stay in our head. So it's like we go through the motions, because we know if I do my affirmations, if I write in my journal, my gratitude journal, if I do these things, then my life is going to start changing. So it's like it's all surface, right? It's all surface. But she is the Queen of Water. She doesn't look like she's submerged in water, but I feel like she is. So it's like they're wanting to say that allow your emotions to get involved with the peace that you're looking for. Allow yourself to feel the peace, not just conceptually but physically. this is a conceptual piece. This is a conceptual emotional intelligence. You're intelligent enough to know to detach from your emotions. So you're making sure intellectually and in your mind that you're going to detach. But it's almost like that it's not connected to your heart, is what I'm feeling. That it is a conceptual detachment. I hope I'm explaining that right. I hope I'm helping you understand that. Your outside influence is the moon. So the moon is saying, that's your guides and everybody saying, look, there's things that you don't know, of course. But look, you're okay with that. You're being patient. Even in this area right here, you're being patient, right? And you're not even getting frustrated with yourself. I feel like it's just a little warning to not let it just be right here, but let it be right here, this whole experience. But you're being patient, and you're not getting aggravated and saying, okay, Spirit, when's this going to happen? Okay, God, what are you making me wait for? Okay, none of that. It's like you're just kind of going with the flow and doing this thing that detaching from the emotions, taking your thoughts captive, that you're doing the things that need to be done. And they're saying that there are things that you don't know, and there's things that you're not gonna know, and it might be a little bit astounding, right? Or it might be a little bit make you feel a little bit wonky, but they're here to remind you that Spirit never leaves you in the dark, right? If it's something that you need to be concerned with, they're going to light it up for you. This card is about lighting the path when it needs to be lit. It's about taking each step one step at a time, and as it needs to be addressed, it's going to be lit up for you. So that's what their outside influence is, and that's what they've been doing for you all along, and you feel that, and there's part of you inside that's saying, yes, that's how it's happened so far. Your hopes and fears, because with every hope there is a fear. You got the sun. Like, you're ready for magic in your life, right? You're ready for the whole deal. She's a bride if you look at her real good. This is not gender specific, but she is a bride if you look at her real good. But she is very graceful. She feels wrapped in love, the warmth of this sun, right? It's total victory, and that's where you're headed. That's what you're ready for. That's what you're hoping to bring into your life by doing all of this work. But your fear is, there's a little tiny fear in the back of you that might be saying, maybe it's not going to work though. Maybe I'm doing it all for naught. Which would be part of this conceptual understanding of this journey that you're on versus actually feeling it. But I feel like with these cards laid out, I really do feel like you are doing the work. I feel like with this card, they're reminding you to allow it into your heart, to allow yourself to feel the feels of the journey instead of just understanding them conceptually, because this is a possibility for you. And your outcome is the Emperor, okay? Now, Aquarius just got this for the near future. This is the culmination of all the kings. It's like you have mastered so much. You've mastered being resourceful. You've mastered being intellectually smart or intelligent. You've mastered allowing yourself to be inspired. And you've mastered emotional intelligence, where they're bringing you to master this emotional intelligence. It's funny that this is your attitude about it, and they showed me, because I've never looked at it that way before, but they showed me it's a forced peace right now, and that but it's okay, because you're going to master it. It's going to be part of what you are in the your outcome is the Emperor. And that's an awesome place to be. He is the master of all masters, right? So Gemini, awesome reading. I really feel like 2020 is going to be a phenomenal year for air signs, period. With Aquarius' reading and now your reading, I just have Libras left to do for the air signs, and I'm looking forward to what's coming. Don't forget, this Maxine Taylor, who we did that interview with last night, y'all, she's going to meet with us quarterly. I think the next time she's going to meet with us is March 31st, and she's going to talk to us about the energies that we just went through in the first quarter and about what we have to look forward to in the second quarter. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show us for Gemini. What is the PS, please? What is the PS for Gemini as it relates to this message? Sorry. Okay. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly what is the PS. That is crazy that you got the moon as your outside influence and the sun as your hopes and dreams. And they're just showing me something else too as I'm looking at this. So the numbers here, the 1 for me is creation, the 8 for me is synonymous with success. So they're saying you can create your success. They're here to help you, right? And when you add that 1 and the 8 together, it's 9. For me, that's graduation. You're graduating from something, or the next step in your journey. And then whenever you look at this one, it is 1, again, creation, 9, graduation, right? Creation and graduation equals 10, completion and beginning. Don't you love that? I love that. I think it's absolutely beautiful. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us the PS for Gemini. Okay, guys. Look, there's that Queen of Cups again. So I feel like they're saying, and I don't even question what I just heard, that this is going to be an easy transition for you. You've probably been doing it in your head without realizing it, and it's going to be an easy transition for you to go from here to here. Same card, right? Different depiction. Right here, see how her eyes are closed? It's a forced peace. She's making sure that she doesn't allow anything in that would disrupt her apple cart. And in this way, she's looking at the cup. She's looking at the situation, right? And she still has peace. So that's the difference between these two, is that with this Queen of Water, she walks through whatever and still has peace. Nothing upsets her apple cart. Nothing knocks her off of her trail, because she understands how to detach from her emotions. She doesn't just ignore them like some of us do when we're air signs. We just ignore them. We just say, okay, that doesn't serve me, so I'm just not even going to think about it. And we stuff it. Problem is, it comes back up sooner or later. So with this one, they're saying the transition from this to this, easy now that you're aware, because you're the student, right? You're the student. Gemini, this is great. You're getting the 5 of Pentacles. Again, a lot of people say this about financial stress, being left out in the cold and stuff like that. When I see this card, especially in a reading like this, it's about, it's just to remind you that, whenever we leave behind stuff that that we were brought up believing, or we leave behind ideas or constructs or anything like that. When we leave stuff like that behind, sometimes it's a lonely journey at first, because we're not sure where to find our footing. The people that we hung out with before, it's like we when we try to communicate, it's like the little guys in the Peanuts cartoons. It's like whenever anybody besides Charlie Brown or Snoopy or Lucy talks, it's like wah, 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 wah. And it's not that they're whining or anything. It's just like you're not connecting with the conversation. So things begin to get feel a little bit lonely, but don't allow that to stop you or make you feel like you're doing anything wrong, because it's just part of that journey, and it's part of this patience, right? That you are currently experiencing. And then they change your world. I mean, I'm telling you, it is, Aquarius got this card too in their PS. So Gemini, I'm really excited for you. I see some great things coming up in the near future. 2020 is going to be your year. I just feel it. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, go out and have a super duper day. Bye.